give his assent to it.
Okay. All right, let's move straight to our third and final story. Now, in a landmark move aimed at restructuring Nigeria's oil and gas sector, President Bola Tinubu made changes to the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, ushering in a new era of technocratic leadership. The reconstitution, announced on Wednesday, replaced the previous board with a team of seasoned professionals. The new 11-man board will be led by Bashir Bayo Ojulari, who replaces Mele Kyari as the Group Chief Executive Officer, CEO, and Hamadu Musa Akida, who took over from Pius Akinyelure as the non-executive chairman. In a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu expects the new board to elevate the share of crude oil refining output by NNPCL to 2 million barrels daily by 2027 and reach 3 million barrels daily by 2030. So, BK, the president, restructuring the board of the NNPCL. Do you think this shake-up is coming at the right time, or should have come earlier than this?
When you look at the way people are happy about what the president has done,
yes,
by far this is the best NNPC board ever. Stakeholders are talking. We've never had an NNPC board loaded with technocrats, people with sufficient experience in oil matters, oil production, oil processing, like what we have now. Look at Babs Omotowa, my old friend. I lived in their father's house for years in Ilorin. He used to head Nigeria LNNG. You know how big LNNG is. He headed it for about 4 years. He's now back on the board of NNPCL. LNNG is bigger than many states put together. He's worked at Shell. He's been director at West African Gas. Today, Babs Omotowa, we used to call him Yemi, but he changed his name to Babs after graduation. Chemical engineer is back now on the board. And the board is very representative from the different geopolitical zones, representatives. And look at Kida, the former basketball player who is the chairman now. He's also had diverse experience in the oil sector. He's worked as a civil engineer with ELF, Petroleum Nigeria, Total Exploration, Total. It was Total Nigeria's deputy managing director for deep water services.
Okay.
In 2018, he was non-executive director at Pan Ocean New Cross Group. As I said earlier, he worked for ELF and Shell in 1991. So if you work for ELF, you work in Total, you worked at Shell in 1991 as associate production technologist. And he had worked in Europe and Middle East, as a petroleum process and production engineer.
So the wealth of experience.
The experience is tremendous, even for the chairman. So if he's going to advise the MD CEO, you know that he's advising him from the position of someone very, very
knowledgeable,
very competent. So I am confident. I'm confident that this board will deliver. I'm very confident. We need this board to deliver. We need to increase our oil output.
Exactly.
The president has set a target of 2.5 million barrels, and we can do better than that.
Exactly.
I was discussing with someone, and I was expressing my frustration with Nigeria. Ghana is the biggest exporter of yam from our continent. but we are the biggest producer of yam. So
something is not right then.
we need to, for what to make Ghana be exporting yam and making foreign exchange from yam more than us, that we are the bigger producer of it. They don't come close to us.
Exactly.
In yam production. But they are making foreign exchange from yam exports. We are not really exporting yam. If we export it, will have rotten before it gets to
post-harvest loss.
So nobody. No, even when we put it, we don't even know how to do it.
To package
you put it
well.
in the container before it gets there, it's rotten. You slice it, you'll be wondering, what have they sent to me?
All right, Kaidi, Mele Kyari's removal, from office, by many books, is long overdue. But in your books, is this something you were looking forward to?
I think I like that. In my books, I think Mele Kyari has not done badly.
Okay.
I think for whatever it takes, his name will be remembered as one who was also part of the 2 refineries that came back to life. He will also be remembered that for whatever reasons, maybe it's about the leadership of President Tinubu that made him really come out. Because if you don't get it from that top, trust me, the best of your ability may be frustrated. But we have seen that the same Mele Kyari that was there before, which we didn't, in my view, like you said, in my books, I didn't see much of his ability. But in the last 2 years, he has done well. Let me not say excellently well, because for the president to be given this one's 2.5 million barrels and is also targeting 3 million, trust me, they will require nothing but excellence. And for people in the industry, someone like Peter Esele was on TVC yesterday. He said, this is all-star team. This is an excellent team. Star-studded team. That where did they get this right? Maybe because the president has been in the oil sector. So he has his eyes.
He knows the best.
And, fetch them out. So what we need now is results. There's no doubt about their competence. A lot of people have said so much about them. And the president has also been advised. Yes, the president has also been advised, let there be no political interference. Allow them to really treat NNPC as a business entity. So Nigerians should expect, a whole lot in terms of our forex, in terms of price of oil, because Nigerians just want to hear that the price of fuel comes down. But for those who are looking at the economics and everything, they are seriously on their track. And trust JH. JH is also watching.
Yeah, we are watching. Eagle eyes.
And we will continue to keep our eyes on them.
All right, Biko, let's talk a little about Mele Kyari, and his board. What do you think they will be remembered for? I mean, how would you describe Mele Kyari's legacy?
I think Mele Kyari's brilliance showed, especially under this administration.
Exactly.
Except we want to deceive ourselves.
Okay.
To resuscitate those 2 refineries, Warri and Port Harcourt. More than 20 years of waiting, and then it happened. You have to give him his flowers. No matter what you have to say about him, for pulling off that feat, he deserves a lot of commendation. And I believe that in Bashir Ojulari, we have someone who will take this further. He was chairman and he was managing director, Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company. So somebody who can get to that level as managing director of Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company, you cannot say it's not good enough to be CEO
of the board
of CEO of NNPCL.
NNPCL.
And apart from that, he's worked at ELF and he was associate production technologist in Europe, Middle East, in different capacities, and he was petroleum process and production engineer, field developer, and assistant manager at ELF. And then I talked about being managing director of Shell. In fact, if he didn't work anywhere else and was managing director of Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company.
That's a good CV already.
You know, so he was chairman of the board of trustees of Society of Petroleum Engineers. You know, it means that even amongst his colleagues, you know, in the as petroleum engineers, they value him so much to have become their chairman, you know. So when you look at this team, every one of them, I looked at all those board members, every one of them has the competence. They are bringing so much to the table. And I'm really, really excited to bring someone who had headed LNNG, Babs, Yemi Omotowa. You're bringing somebody who had headed Shell, Nigeria Exploration Company. What else? In the same board, though.
Exactly.
You can share them into 3 different boards. Put like three of them in 3 different boards, and the board will still be strong.
Still be strong.
Because you are bringing all of these people together with that competence.
So with this one, the president deserves a thumbs up then.
Yes,
yes,
he really got this right.
It's just for them to.
We just pray that they will live up to their...
Absolutely, exactly.
And we must improve. Our own oil company should also be like Petrobras.
It's about to be listed on the stock exchange,
yes,
NNPCL.
The day we do that, you know, when Petrobras was listed, it became a public-private company.
Yes.
It set a world record in terms of the subscription. It set a world record.
But what will it mean for Nigerians if NNPCL is listed on the stock exchange?
A lot.
A lot.
We need funding at this time. That funding, even the money that will come from that, I can only imagine. I believe that it could even be oversubscribed because the potential is there.
Absolutely.
We just haven't been privileged to have good leaders, forward-thinking leaders, who will get the job done, who knows what to do at any material time. Leaders in Nigeria often get surrounded by people who do not mean well. People who are only after
their own
the money that comes into their pocket. Absolutely. They don't think about the public good. So, but I'm confident that this team, given the area of stars here, you know, this is like, you know, the Barcelona.
I was even thinking Real Madrid.
That Barcelona team that had Messi, Iniesta. You can't beat them.
Exactly.
What are you going to do to beat them? They will use tiki-taka to send you to sleep.
Yeah, with the Guardiola. But anyway, thank you so much, Kaji.
Always a pleasure.
With the Guardiola as the coach.
Exactly, with the Guardiola as the coach.
Now you mentioned the real coach.
Biko, you know, I appreciate your words. Thank you so much for doing this. And that's all on Journalist Hangout. And that's all on Journalist Hangout for today. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout today. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.